Good morning. Welcome to the Celtic Way, Celtic versus St Mirren line-up reaction. Rodgers rings the changes of Nawrocki, Kuhn and Palma all start. Stephen Welsh starts as well. I'm Tony Haggerty, at Haggerty10 on the X or Twitter handle, and I'm joined today, as always, by Ryan McGinley at the Ryan McGinley, who's somewhere near Celtic Park, sunny Celtic Park. Trophy day, Ryan. Party time. How you feeling?
Roasting to start off with. No, I'm just absolutely. I'm delighted to be here. I'm delighted that Celtic are in this position as well. This hasn't been guaranteed this season, and yet, we've found ourselves at the end of the season. Celtic are going for a double. They've won the league. That was the most important thing. They've buttered their bread and butter, and now they just need to get the finishing touches next week. I think the team has a lot to do with next week as well, although I'm happy that he's made some changes and not wholesale changes. Yes, he's changed the wing positions and he's changed the centre-backs and the right-back as well, but the midfield stays the same. I think that's the most important part today. I think that midfield is just getting primed and ready for next week, give them 50, 60 minutes and then take them off and bring other players on. But I'm happy with that team. It's nowhere near the team that I picked, if I'm being honest. But I don't really care. It shows the strength in the team, and there's plenty of opportunities today for these players to make a name for themselves, to make a late run into cup final contention, you could say.
Ryan, nobody will have picked that team except Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, that's true. Brendan Rodgers got 11 out of 11, but that's because he always gets 11 out of
11. So he deserves the managerial right to do that. So, yes, it's there's the team on the screen there, guys. So, there you have it. Ryan, do you have the sponsor spiel at your fingertips?
I certainly do. Let me just get it up. So we're thrilled to have Weissman, a global leader in the boiler industry, known for top-notch engineering, sponsor the podcast today and always. And what's more exciting, they've teamed up with Scotland's very own award-winning installation team, MPH Boilers, making us a perfect match right here in Scotland. Weissman's boilers are engineered to deliver not just warmth but unparalleled efficiency and reliability. We're talking about cutting-edge technology that's designed to save you on energy bills and reduce emissions. With MPH Boilers, you're getting service from the best in the business, a local team that's committed to excellence and customer satisfaction. As part of this incredible partnership, when you choose a Weissman boiler installed by MPH Boilers, you'll also get a free internet controller, making it a breeze to manage your heating anytime, anywhere. Plus, they're offering the first year service free. It's all about giving you peace of mind and making sure that you're looked after. So if your boiler's showing its age or you're considering an upgrade, this is your chance to get world-class engineering with local expert service. Weissman and MPH Boilers, it's a match made in Scotland. Make sure to check them out and take the first step towards a warmer, more efficient home. I will just bring up the special deal that we've got as well on the website. 6 months of access for £1, a guy that's no stranger to Trophy Day and Flag Day and all of these days. Martin O'Neill, you could win lunch with this legend that is Martin O'Neill for just 6 months of access for £1. www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. All of our existing subscribers are automatically entered into this deal, but if you haven't subscribed yet, please get involved and be in it to win it. If you don't buy a ticket, you won't win the lottery, and it certainly has a lottery prize at the end of this one. So please get involved and just join the website. We'll have instant analysis from Tony. We'll also have player ratings a little bit later after the game because I'll be doing some social stuff in and around the ground. But it's going to be an exciting day, and I'm looking forward to talking about this team with you, Tony.
Yeah, let's talk about the team. Lots of changes, but as you said, that midfield triumvirate stay where it is, and also Kyogo starts, up front for Celtic.
Yeah, Kyogo starts up front for Celtic alongside Lewis Palma and Nicholas Kuhn. It was the same front three that actually came on against Kilmarnock in the second half. So yes. I think he did have that in mind. He was like, we'll give you the half an hour and then we'll start you against St Mirren. It's a real opportunity today for those front three. I know Kyogo's fighting alongside Adamida, but for Palma and Kuhn, Maeda and Forrest have taken those positions, and it's up to them to really throw a spanner in the works for the cup final. Looking forward to seeing how they do today.
That's the carrot for some of these guys. They can maybe play themselves into the manager's contention and thoughts, but I think lots of people at this moment in time kind of would pick the cup final team picks itself, Ryan, unless somebody does something exceptional, doesn't it? But listen, that's what these games are for. We want Celtic want to end the season in style. The manager brought up the fact that they lost to Aberdeen. It seemed to irk him, didn't it, on Trophy Day? So it's but what a day, Ryan. The party atmosphere's kicked in. The weather's there. I was out walking my dogs.
You can maybe hear in the back. Sorry to interrupt. You can probably hear there's fireworks going off at 11:30 in the scorching heat. That would only happen in Glasgow and at Celtic, honestly. Well, to be fair, I have seen fireworks from both sides of the city, but 11:30 in the morning, fireworks that probably nobody can see in the sky. That's what Trophy Day is all about. You know, it's a carnival atmosphere. I'll let you go on with what you were saying about the dogs.
Yes, the dogs are barking here as well. Maybe they're hearing the fireworks through the screen there, Ryan, but there you go. But just wanted to flick up this first comment. We are a Celtic family, and Geeky Dog comes in and says, can we say hi to Paul Rooney from Patna, who's a survivor of a brain aneurysm, 3 years, hail, hail. We can indeed. Hi, Paul. Glad to see you're fitting well, and cheers for that, Geeky Dog. But yep, Celtic family wishes Paul all the best as well. So yeah, just everybody's up for this today again, Ryan, aren't they? The same as they were on Wednesday. So yeah, it's a glorious day. You just want to end the season in a glorious fashion, don't you?
Absolutely, end it in style. We ended any conversations about potential comeback from Rangers in the league in style back last week on Saturday. I know it wasn't pretty, but you know it's still stylish to beat your greatest rivals 2-1 at home, and then to do it in emphatic style to clinch the league at Rugby Park, which we were both lucky enough to be at. It was a really incredible atmosphere. I just feel that good feeling's been there from Wednesday up until this and up to kick-off as well. It's going to be a real party atmosphere. I'm looking forward to just being in and around the stadium and enjoying the atmosphere and everything that comes with that after the game too. It's just a good place to be at the moment. I feel like Celtic are in a real positive place. You know, they've got the cup final next weekend. They've also got what sounds like Brendan Rodgers is going to get backed sufficiently in the transfer window, which is always good news. We've been stung before with comments like that, but it seems that there's a real togetherness in the team. That awkwardness, that first 6 months that Brendan Rodgers had, is now away. There's no awkwardness. Fans were singing his song on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I know, as cheesy as it sounds, that was a big moment. It was a real togetherness moment, and it's not been present for a lot of this season, but it's just came at the right time. It's almost as if Brendan Rodgers has passed his second audition with the Celtic support, and now it's all about a party this afternoon. You know, it wasn't guaranteed, but you've got to enjoy days like these, and they've been happening quite a lot recently. But that's just down to the success and the hard work and the continuing success of the football team. You never ever take it for granted, do you, Tony?
No, you never do, and that's why you enjoy them. And as we've touched upon this week at various intervals, that reconnect is there now with the manager, players and the supporters, and it's a joyous thing. And I think the Celtic supporters are going to enjoy today. The sun's out, you know what I mean? It's that everything is right for a party, and here's hoping on the pitch they can, you know, perform and end the season in a fitting note. You know, St Mirren will be a worthy opponent, and as we said yesterday, we congratulate them on their own particular achievements, but there's always has to be an opposition on these days, and sometimes it's not the best place to be, is it? And if Celtic turn it on, and lots of players in that team have got a point to prove, just to maybe say to the manager, I'm still around, you know, possibly Nawrocki with an eye on next season, just to see can he do a job, and you know, so we'll keep my eye on that situation as well, that midfield triumvirate, Hachachi, O'Reilly, McGregor, and also a chance for Palma and Kuhn to see if they can turn it on, you know, big crowd cheering them on, and see if they can sort of, they're trying to play themselves into contention for a cup final spot, but if you're looking at those two positions, you do think that Maida and Forrest will take them for the cup final next week. And with Kyogo playing today, is that an eye on next week, saying as well that he might start, but Ida did nothing wrong on Wednesday night, did he? So he might feel a bit hard done by not playing today.
There's a great clip going about, and it was the lead up to the first goal, and I think the guy that put it on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, was right. The highlights don't do it justice, because it was just as good, if not better, in person, the way he held the ball up and got the ball out wide to Matt O'Reilly. He's sometimes teams are expecting. They know what they know. Sometimes it's difficult to mark Kyogo and he'll do wonderful things, but also it's good to throw a spanner in the works. And Ida is a big spanner in the works of any team that's looking to defend. It was a masterstroke from Brendan Rodgers on Wednesday to just sort of upset the apple cart, throw Ida into proceedings, and Kilmarnock just did not know what to do with him for that first 45 minutes. He caused absolute havoc.
Not only his moves on the park, Ryan, his dance moves on the steps of Celtic Park, dancing to "Don't Worry, Be Happy." They were decent. You know, he was showing a bit of checkers there. I thought with the old
you can't teach rhythm.
Dance moves. Yeah, no, you've either got it or you've not. Is that right?
Trust me, I know that firsthand. You know when you've not got it. Although I would say Maeda has it as well. Maeda was swaying along. There was a nice video of him and Brendan Rodgers dancing next to each other. It's good to see the guys had an enjoyable night out after it too. You know, let their hair down. Some more than others. There was a funny picture yesterday of Carter Vickers and Brendan Rodgers. I wonder what they were laughing about. It could have been anything. It could have been absolutely anything. But yeah, glad to see. Cameron Carter Vickers will probably come on for the last half hour, 20 minutes, and he deserves a hero's welcome when he comes on because he's been one of the big main. There's a reason why Celtic have solidified over the past few weeks, and it's because Cameron Carter Vickers is in the team and he's there and he's making sure that everybody's in check and everybody's safe on the pitch as well. You know, they can probably take more risks knowing that they've got the human embodiment of a brick wall behind them. So yeah, it's good to see that he'll be on the bench. He maybe come on, maybe Scales too, or they might not even come on. They might just be fully rested. If that's the case, then that's brilliant. But there's options today. If it isn't necessarily working, they can bring players on. But I expect the players that have been picked today, such as Palma and Kuhn, to really take this opportunity, Kyogo too, and make a show. You know, it's trophy day. That nothing will really dampen the mood, in my opinion. No. But I think in order to accelerate that mood and make it even better and make it an even more joyous place to be at, get a couple of goals, put on a bit of a show. I don't think there's a coincidence why Palma's in the team today. He's a bit of a showman. This is his sort of game today where he can strut his stuff. And I know he's not everybody's cup of tea. I know he can infuriate. He infuriates me as well at times. But with the way he plays in terms of his inconsistencies, but today could be a good game for him to really strut his stuff with no pressure. Go out and play your game and see what happens.
Now, one man who is counting down his swan song was Celtic. Oh. Joe Hart, dry eyes. Will there be dry eyes in the house, Ryan? I don't think there was a dry eye in the house last night when they watched that interview, and he was asked about. Yeah, he was asked about his family, and he got really choked and emotional about that. And I think it's not just the goalkeeper that's leaving the club, Ryan. It's the quality of person who's leaving the club as well. He just seems like a quality man, doesn't he? Sorry, my dogs are going mental because...
Yeah, absolutely. If you want me to take the reins here. Yeah, so the 17 minutes of Joe Hart was... and I don't normally watch 17-minute interviews. My attention span isn't that great unless it's for a new manager or something quite interesting. But a farewell speech from Joe Hart when he was speaking to Jerry McCulloch on Celtic TV last night, I thought it was absolutely beautiful, to be honest with you. Shows you how much he's taken Celtic into his heart. And I don't mean that, I don't. That's a terrible pun. I didn't even mean that pun. Wasn't very punny. It's great to see him take to Celtic so quickly. You know, Celtic have been great for him. And Celtic have been great for him, and Hart has been great for Celtic. It's been a truly brilliant relationship. I think it's the right time. Right, Brendan Rodgers is saying it's the right time for the club to move on and Joe Hart to move on. But, you know, what a final 6 months he's had. Because there were question marks over him at the start of the season. I'm not going to be naive enough to suggest I wasn't questioning his abilities at the start of the season. You know, you look at the Livingston game in which he gets sent off, mistakes against Feyenoord away. But that's last 6 months, he's just completely steadied his game, as have Celtic in a lot of games. I think it helps that a goalkeeper's quite content with his decision. He knows he was leaving at the end of the season, so he had a job to do. He's achieved half of that job, which is the Scottish Premiership. He's now got to get the other half next week at Hampden. But yeah, there won't be a dry eye in the house. I don't think there wasn't last night. I did shed a tear or two listening to him last night, speaking about his family and how well they've acclimatised into Scotland and how they felt welcome. That's great to hear. You love that. And I hope he gets the send-off that he deserves today. Maybe he might get taken off after 60, 70 minutes. He deserves the adulation because he's been there when Celtic were in a really difficult spot under Ange Postecoglou, you know, he was just getting used to his methodology. He was the one constant. He was always there. I hardly think he's missed a game due to injury, maybe one or two in the 3 years. An incredible servant to Celtic. He'll have 3, 5. He's got 6 trophies just now. He could make it 7 in 3 years. That's some haul for a goalkeeper that's been used to success in his career. It's great that he's had that final swan song.
I love the fact that he said Celtic was a feeling. You either want to come here or you don't. You don't have to sell it. And if you don't want to come here, then that's your own feelings. That's your own business. Do what you feels right in your own personal career. But he's just been gripped by it, hasn't he? Celtic-itis, call it what you like. He is a fan for life. And as I said yesterday, he'll be the best non-paid ambassador for the club.
Absolutely.
For time and perpetual motion. He will never not talk up this wonderful entity and special institution at a Celtic Football Club, and that's all you can ask. And he said himself, whenever somebody brings it up, he won't be able to stop smiling at his memories and what it meant to him and his family. And I think that's what got everybody, wasn't it, to see a football club really get under his skin like that, because he said he never knew what to expect. And he alluded to what I was talking about yesterday, that when he came into Celtic and he met Callum McGregor, he said he wanted to help. And Callum McGregor, being the mature person that he is, knew how to utilise him. He wasn't there to be the captain, but he had a lot of knowledge, wisdom and experience that he could pass on. And Callum McGregor, to his credit as well, realised that. But Joe Hart was like, that's the captain. I will do what you ask, but allow me to help, because that's in his nature. And I just loved that. I loved that insight about Callum McGregor as well. And he was talking about other.
That was my favourite part,
wasn't it? I mean, just
the captain and how big he was.
Brilliant interview, and how Callum McGregor is the glue that bonds everybody together, new players coming in and all that. And I just thought it was wonderful stuff. You know, and what you said the other day about Greg Taylor, just as a person, you know, everybody knows Joe Hart, the goalkeeper, but I just think he's one of life's wonderful people, you know, and a great person. And as I said as well, from professionally, from our point of view, he'll be sadly missed too. We wish every footballer was like Joe Hart, basically.
Yeah, it was a joy to interview a couple of times. I remember speaking to him right at the start when with the fan media press conferences. I was speaking to him. There's actually a video going about of me 3 years ago talking about him, which is quite something. It's flown in. But I think there was that moment against Jablonec, and it was a simple save. You know, it was a save that a goalkeeper should be making, but those saves weren't getting made by goalkeepers the previous season. So there was an eruption. And I think there was a lot of anger in the COVID season. There certainly was a lot of anger in the COVID season because goalkeepers weren't doing what they were supposed to do, and you couldn't vent that. So the only way you could vent that was online. Likewise, when all the fans were in the ground and that save was made, everybody just let out a massive cheer. I remember being there. It was an eruption of noise and sound that was great.
Yeah.
Joe Hart has made big saves. You know, the highlights reel that was going on whilst Jerry McCulloch was speaking to him. A lot of big saves. You know, saves against Hearts, saves against Rangers, Hibs, etc. In Europe against Leverkusen. He's came up trumps in a lot of games. He's going to be a difficult player to replace, not just on the pitch but off it as well with his leadership. Yeah. It's up to players like Johnson, Taylor, McGregor, Carter Vickers, even some of the newer boys as well to step up and fill that hole that's going to be left because Joe Hart's left the club. Looking forward to seeing how he does with his punditry.
Yes.
On the BBC at the Euros. He deserves that. He's a good speaker, so I'm sure he'll get plenty of airtime. And yeah, wish him all the best for the future. He's been a tremendous servant for Celtic. I wouldn't go as far to say he's a Celtic legend, because I don't think you can be a legend if you only play 3-4 seasons. I think Hugo's still in that same boat as well. Still got a few more seasons to go before you hit that sort of name or moniker. But he'll be fondly remembered as a successful Celtic goalkeeper. You know, loads of goalkeepers are remembered for the opposite, for not being good. But Joe Hart was very good for Celtic, and yeah, wish him all the best.
Lots of people joining us, over 350 people joining us. Thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm going to race through some comments, Ryan. Charlie McGarvey, told you would rest players, Tony. Yep, he did indeed. Hazel Finn, morning, all champs. Indeed, Hazel. Matthew Blair, let's go, boys. Don't know if he's channeling Shania Twain, was it? Hey, boys, broad day for it. It's Shania Morrison. Francis Gribbon Long. Morning, everyone. Yet, indeed. Seamus McKenna. Celtic have released an interview with Joe Hart. That's a much watch for any supporter or new player. Heart and soul, what a fantastic man. Going to be hard to replace this fab man. It is indeed. Dennis Jameson, hopefully Welsh and Nawrocki do well today. Leanne Booth buzzing for today. Ian Roy, Nawrocki has a part to play next season. He's a good player. We shall soon see. 1888 CFC, excited to see what this team can do. He's predicting 5-0. And Matthew,
get your score predictions in, guys.
Yeah, replacing Joe Hart's going to be hard. It's not about replacing a goalkeeper, but replacing a leader with experience and a real character in that changing room. That's just what we've been talking about there. Leanne Booth saying it's going to be a long day for St Mirren. Lots of changes and a chance for players to step up and give Brendan a headache over the next week. And John Milan saying thank you to yourself, myself and Hamish Ryan. Thanks for everything this season, lads. Part of his morning routine since August and now with extra and Hamish onwards. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that. Des Harkin, Summer at the Mood, Morning Celtics Party Day. Aussie, it's a Celtic way. It most certainly is. And Lindsay Green was saying, hail, good morning. What a feeling waking up to another trophy day. The most deserved team in Glasgow. And Good saying, good morning, fellow Celtic supporters. Have to work today. We'll be thinking of the boys. Des Harkin saying it'd be great for Kyogo to see out the last league game with a goal. It most certainly would. And Scott Dougal, that interview with Joe Hart's one of the best he's seen in a while. Big Joe really gets it. Salt of the earth.
Certainly does.
Hart, says Jameson. Fantastic interview, says Seamus McKenna, must watch. And Hazel Finn saying, Joe Hart had him with tears. He's a genuine guy. Glad he's finished career on a positive. Truly think he was hard done by throughout his journey, but he loved it. And he was loved at Celtic. Well done, Joe. And Des Harkin saying, Big Joe's joined the Celtic legends and he'll always be remembered. Thanks for the memories, Joe. And Dennis Jameson saying he'll be a cult hero and a great ambassador for Celtic Football Club. I just thought I'd read quite a few of them because the comments are coming in 10 to the dozen, Ryan, and we like to hear everybody's point of view as well. And Seamus McKenna, hail the Celtic, we love this channel. Thank you, guys. We genuinely appreciate it. We've been here every game, win, lose or draw, Ryan. We've been on every the podcast pre-match and after and fronted it up. And there's been some moments where it's not been ideal, but we've got there in the end. We've triumphed in the end, and it's been quite a sweet one. I think you'll agree.
Definitely, it's more sweeter because of the way that Celtic have won it as well. It's good, always good to win it at a canter. I like that, but sometimes you need to be reminded of what a title race looks like as well. And it's been good to have that this season. Yes, Celtic have rose to the top and really rose to the occasion or the occasion of the season, especially in the last few games. But it's been exciting. You know, there's been ups and downs. There was a point that I didn't think that Celtic were necessarily favourites to win the league, especially after that Hearts game. I know you were definitely more believing in it than I was, but I just thought the team on the park wasn't playing to the level in which we knew that they could. That Hearts, you had the Hearts Kilmarnock sort of double whammy, which was an awful part, but there was still plenty of football to play. They clawed it back. Yes, there was some slip-ups on the other side of the city, but they got the job done. Celtic have won this league not because Rangers have dropped points. They've won this league because they've been the most consistency team over the 38 games. And they deserve the trophy that's going to be handed to them today. I wonder who's going to pick it up and lift it. I think it'll be Cal McGregor, although Joe Hart might have something to say about that. Maybe the two of them at the same time. Regardless, I'm sure Joe Hart lifting the trophy, whether that's
You've frozen a bit there, Ryan. Are you back in the room? Yep. Your signal's going a wee bit, fella.
First time or the second or third.
Yeah. Your signal's going. We're getting a bit of Norman Collier from you. Dear. Right, looks like Ryan's signal's gone, guys, but I'll read out some of your predictions. Derek Rourke coming in saying 4-1 Celtic. Des Harkin saying 4-0 Brown Warrior, 4-1 to the Hoops. And Ryan, are you there? It's your signal's breaking up, mate. It's really bad. If you don't know if you can come out and come back in again. Are you back? Sorry, guys. Obviously, yep. Brown Warrior 4-1 to the Hoops. He's saying yes, indeed. I'll keep the coming with the score lines. Edward Moore going for 5-0 today, and Joe Hart to score a penalty, and Des Harkin saying, been looking forward to watching Tony Ryan and Hamish. Great job, boys, great dedication. Thanks very much. Even when things like that happen, Des, it's always blindsides us a bit. Lindsay Green was saying it's the sweetest title. Yeah, I guess indeed it's one of the sweetest, isn't it? And CJ7 saying, hope this team doesn't upset the run for the cup final. I don't imagine it will, CJ, but here's hoping. And Dennis Jameson saying 4-0. Lots of 4-0s and 4-1s. Martin Nicol coming in with a 6-0. And CJ7 saying Hart will get sent off today. Not so sure about that either. And Derek was saying the dog 3 in a row broadcast for him. Yes, indeed. I've got 5 dogs, Derek. It's a well-known fact. Sometimes they behave, sometimes they don't. It is what it is. 1888 CFC interim Celtic, and Geeky Dog saying 4-1. Hopefully Ryan will come back, but failing that, guys, as Paul McCann says, what a beautiful day for a title party. Indeed, that's what it is. It's a title party, and everybody's going to enjoy their day. I would urge everybody, if you're going along to the Merchant City, to party responsibly, but enjoy the day. These days don't come along or around that often, but well, they have done in the past few years. If you're a Celtic supporter, that's true. 12 and 13 titles, 3 in a row as well. But enjoy your day. I'm going to try and find out where Ryan is. We'll be back after the game at some point, just to chew over what happened and look forward to next week. Still predictions coming in. 3-1 says CJ7. Leanne Booth saying 6-0. But there you go. Lots of confidence abounding. And Brown Warrior saying, if there's a penalty, surely Big Joe takes it. Well, I don't know. Have we got room for sentiment? Do we want them to do that if Celtic get a penalty? We shall see what happens. Hopefully they do, and hopefully he does take it, because it would be a great way to bow out at Celtic Park in front of 60,000. Hopefully this time they do get a penalty and Joe takes it, he scores and doesn't slam it against the woodwork. 2 each says Edward Y of Oz. There you go. Don't want to end on that one. 2 each. Come on, Edward. Square your game. Celtic are going to win today, are they not? Fine preparation for the cup final next week. Guys, we shall see you after the game. Thank you for all your support during the season. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcasts. We'll still be on over the summer months as well, but it's been a long season. Lots of ups and downs, roller coaster, as they say. But the bottom line is getting it over the line. Celtic have got it over the line. Brendan Rodgers and the boys deserve a lot of credit for that, and it's time to pay them homage today. Give them your all and your support, and we shall see you after the game, guys. Thanks very much. And as Lindsay Greenwood says, enjoy everybody and stay safe if you're out enjoying the celebrations. I echo that. Martin Nicol, it's time to party. It most certainly is. And it's been fabulous, Tony. Well done to you all. Thanks very much, Brownwater. Really appreciate that. And Ulster Boy coming in with a more positive prediction. 3-0. Good. Derek wrote one word. Party. He's saying, guys, go and party and enjoy the day. Enjoy the sun. Take care. We'll see you soon. Both myself and Ryan. All the best. See you soon.